huge turnout. I'd like to thank Snay and Zone for sort of organizing this. I really wasn't expecting this much interest, but that's great. And I think it reflects a lot of good relationships we have. Just briefly, the guests of honor are the gentlemen from Lenovo, Brent and Ahmed, who have made this possible thing. I mean, it was a joint idea, but they approached us with it some months ago. And see that an awful lot of this. Prof. Lowe, our Vice Chancellor, is here. I see numerous people from our vendors and suppliers, and that's also great because it reflects the collegial relationship that we actually have with our suppliers in IT and at DUT generally. There are some visitors from DUT, sorry, from UKZN. Yeah, there are some visitors from DUT. I don't see Zwelly here. I think Zwelly Lamini was going to come to Unizulu, but he's got a couple of council meeting. And from DUT, there are many people here, members of senior executive team, the library. There's a lot of people here from the library who are providing the space and hosting us today. Public relations, and I can see most of my department from information technology who are here. Now, we're here to open. The whole name of this is I don't want to show it here. I know about DUT, but it's Technology Innovation Center, and I really like the name because technology and innovation are basically two of the core values here at University of Technology. What I think sets us apart from the kind of institution we are. What we do library is what we think of as IDA, and we are a University of Technology. And we're busy reflecting on our institutional strategy. And yesterday I was in a meeting about this, and some things gelled for me. Our goal as an educational institution, we are saying we basically want to improve the lives of our students. We want to improve their success in the world. Now, the product that we supply is higher education. We supply instruction, we supply certificates, and that's fine. That's the product that we supply. But what we want to improve the lives of our students is we want them to be engaged. We want them to come here and learn, and we want them to have fun while they're learning here. We want them to be citizens of our institution. We see a broader role than just sort of providing instruction. We want this to be a place where they live, learn, think, play. And that's great. So there's this theme in our strategy of the institution as a community. Now, what does this have to do with technology? Well, I think there's an obvious linkage in that everybody talks about the new generation of students coming into it. And these students they're referred to as digital natives. They're not all digital natives, but I like to think of it as they're maturing digital citizens. And while they are digital citizens, and while they're at DUT, we want DUT to be their hometown. This is where they live. This is where they live in the real world, and this is where they live in cyberspace. So DUT aspires to be sort of the community for our students. And how do we do that? Well, we need to provide online resources and services, which range from registration to administrative services, e-learning, e-books, library resources, social media, opportunities for sort of social contact, all sorts of things that make their stay here engaging, educational, and hopefully fun. So we need these services, but there's three legs to the tripod that we need to reach the students and also the staff. We need the services. We need a network that they can access the services through. we've done a lot of work. We've invested a lot of money to provide. We've provided wireless coverage on a lot of all 7 of our campuses, and it's very widespread, so that students have wireless connectivity to the internet and to our services from everywhere. But now the third leg of the tripod is that they need devices. And I think if you've been sort of following technology, you will see that the big sea shift has been that wasn't that long ago that you had a desktop computer in your office and it was plugged in. And if you went home and you were sort of one of the privileged, you probably had a desktop computer on your desk, and it was plugged into an ADSL modem, and you could have the internet, and then you had to fight with your kids for the computer and the internet. And I mean, I noticed in my own home, it wasn't that long ago that there was the phone for the internet. And we now have 12 devices at any one time on the home Wi-Fi. And it doesn't seem enough. Like, you know, people having 3 devices, each smartphones, tablets, laptops, home media servers. You know, there's quite an explosion of stuff out there. And students are bewildered by it. We in IT are bewildered by it too. Now, what's great here is that what you see behind us is basically an interactive playground for people to figure out what they want. Now, Lenovo is like a well-established supplier that has a reputation for supplying, you know, well-built, robust goods. You know, back to I think when Lenovo started, you know, you took over the ThinkPad line, and you know they had a reputation for quality cars being driven over, and they were fine. You know, so we have a supplier who's, you know, supplies a wide range of goods from low-end consumer to high-end to data center equipment, and Lenovo is playing at DUT in all of those spaces. And for people to come in and interact with and try in our environment, work with our services to decide what their needs are. What will it be like to use a tablet? What will it be like to use a small laptop? What will the battery life be like? These are the things that are important to our users, and they're making. It'll help them to make educated decisions every day. So, you know, this is great. What we have here is, you know, I know it provides exposure for Lenovo, but it really provides a lot of opportunities for our staff and students to know what's possible, to know, you know, access. And you know, this is a hobby horse of mine, but I want to wrap up at this stage, and I want to say I feel privileged that I got the opportunity to open it, but I'm going to have to say that I'm going to have to give a nod to Brent from Lenovo and Gina from Client Services, because they have been driving this behind the scenes to get to where we are today, and I think they've done a great job. And with that, I hope that I've actually foreshadowed. I've given you the DUT perspective, and I hope that I've sort of foreshadowed what Lenovo would like to say about this. And I'm going to hand over at this point to Mohammed from Lenovo, who will make a few remarks and help you out.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Firstly, special welcome to the Vice Chancellor and Principal, Sultan. Thank you for your kind words, and Muslim, thank you very much as well for supporting us. So I think you know, Sultan mentioned a lot about what the Innovation Center stands for. And I just wanted to give you a bit of heads up and insight from a Lenovo perspective as far as where we're heading, because today, yes, it's a big milestone for us, but I actually want to share with you the journey that we will be taking as well moving forward. So I'm going to start off from a global perspective. Lenovo today, as a global organization, above all its successes, understands that technology is not built for general consumption, but rather has specific needs for individuals in people's lives. To that end, one of our company's biggest strategies and priorities is education. Now, why have we selected education as well? We understand that education today still remains to be a global challenge for many nations and geographies. While we hear many negative aspects around education in general, Believe it or not, there are a few individuals who has very good vision and mission to ensure that the future learners and educators are given that opportunity to move ahead. Today marks a milestone for learning in South Africa. Why? Education starts with enthusiastic learners in the life cycle, starting off from preschool all the way to primary school, the high school, and then tertiary level. Our belief is the real journey starts when the learners enter the corporate world as well as many other areas, and this is actually what shapes the future for our country. And this is what shapes the future for our country. And to that end, we need to ask ourselves, can we afford not to give the opportunity to these learners at an important stage? I mean, sitting amongst these students today could be the president tomorrow, could be doctors, could be many things. We need to ensure that we actually start from now to give them the right opportunity based on where we are in the market. The unveiling of this innovation center is the first RSA, and we at Lenovo are committed to consider further investment to create a network amongst tertiary institutions to enable more competitive spirits and sharing while ensuring great minds are being born. Today, Lenovo thanks the entire DUT department. I don't want to go through names because really, guys, there's a lot of people that's been involved in making this a massive success. So we humbly thank the entire DUT organization for allowing us the opportunity to be part of this milestone and enabling learners as well as educators to interact with latest technologies available for all aspects. More importantly, the educational technologies available. Lastly, from my side, I implore each and every one of you to take full advantage of this, as this is not only to ensure you complete your qualifications, but more importantly, shaping your future. The world is changing, so we need to start making the change now to stay well ahead of the change. Thank you very much.
Following on our program, I'm going to ask for follow-up.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be here. And I want to just begin by saying a few big thank yous. The first one is to thank you. Thank you so much for taking this initiative. The importance of having good relations with our suppliers is really, it provides us with a basis of kind of really exploring technology and so on in the most effective way. And I'll come back to that. And then I really want to thank the TSS department and the library. I think you've really done a fantastic job in really relevant you've been essentially involved in this education. And I just want to thank you for all the work. This innovation hub, I think it's called, really does provide us with a fantastic opportunity to explore new devices, to play with new devices. And why is that important? It's particularly important because the university is now just at the point where we're really going to really ramp up our use of technology. And we really do want our students, in particular, to really begin to use latest devices and to be able to explore the kinds of devices that they would like to use in not just while they're at university, but also when they leave the university. So, so having centers like this is critically important because it exposes students and staff to the use of technology. Just for those of you who are not aware, the plan is that by January, in the next semester, that 50% of our programs will have some component of e-learning in it. And obviously, between next year and the next 4 or 5 years, we would like to see not programs in the next year or two. We should really see 100% of our programs on an e-learning basis, on an e-learning platform. And as you all know, it's we've invested heavily. We've invested heavily on modernizing our network, making sure that the university employs wireless we're at the point now where if you don't have wireless where you are, please contact ITSS because you should have wireless where you are. And hopefully, of course, students should be able to use wireless in a much broader kind of environment as well. So I want to just say that the use of technology is not, we don't. I want to make it clear that the use of technology is not something that we're doing because technology is in fashion. The importance about using technology is to try to understand how it improves what the university does. Otherwise, why do it? So I just would say that that one of the things that you're going to see at DUT is how we begin to use the teaching kind of time that we have with students in different ways. In other words, saying that the usual thing that happens at universities is students go to lectures and they professors go to the front of the room and they lecture mainly from kind of notes and from textbooks and so on. Hopefully that's not going to change. And what's going to happen is that students will have access to their notes and to textbooks and so on online. They'll be expected to read up beforehand, and the classroom will be used for other purposes. It will be used for intensive tutorials and intensive discussions and so on. It will make learning much more active, if you like. The second point, of course, is that the idea that somehow that the purpose of university education is to be lectured to the whole time, that's going to change. That we are going to expect our students to become much more active learners. That we will expect them to engage with videos and engage with each other using the e-learning platform and engage with the lecturers using the e-learning platform. So we're hoping, in fact, that we'll see a distinct change in the way that learning and teaching takes place at the university. I think it's very fitting that this launch is happening at the library. I'm sure that Lucy will tell us in a few minutes that we now have more titles in e-format than in hard book. We're getting double, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And that's a fantastic thing. So the access that students have to textbooks and other materials is just huge. In fact, just yesterday I watched a little video clip from the New York Times, which was put up by the New York Times on the maritime industry. And I sent that through to the maritime department, the maritime studies department. And I heard immediately from the lecturer that they're going to use it to the students. So like that, I think that the whole methodology that they're going to be using for engaging with new materials and so on is going to change dramatically. Here's the crux of the matter. The crux of the matter is that unless the use of the technology improves the quality of learning and teaching that takes place, there's no sense in us investing in this. So we have to make that work. That's the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to make students independent learners. So when they leave DUT, they can continue to learn for the rest of their lives. They have the skills to learn for the rest of their lives. And they can become global citizens. I want to just relate a little story. Many of you have heard the story before, but let me just relate it again. I was walking on Steve Biko campus one day. A student comes to me and she says to me, Prof, can I take a photograph with you? I said, sure. She put out a BlackBerry, took a shot. So I asked her what she's studying. She's studying fashion. And so I said to her, please, will you keep me informed of how you're doing? So she said, no. Prof, you must check me out on Facebook, and she gave me a little card. So later that afternoon, I went and had a look at her Facebook site. She's a first-year student. She was already communicating with students in Paris, New York, Beijing, about exchanging ideas about fashion. So a part of this big story is that our students are are not going to be South African citizens only. They're going to be global citizens. they're going to be students, they're going to be young people who are globally connected. So we have to use the opportunities they have when they're at university to use this technology and to become globally connected. So let me thank Lenovo again. Say thank you so much. We're truly grateful for this partnership. ITSS, thank you. Library, thank you. And thank you everybody else. It's a lovely bunch.
Okay, now I think it remains to the full ribbon cutting. Oh.
Thank you so much. Yes, I guess it will be easier once we cut this so people can exit. Good afternoon, colleagues. It's my privilege to be here today, and I can tell you it took us all of like 5 seconds to agree to have the Innovation Center in the library. It was just, it wasn't even worthwhile discussing it too much. We wanted to have technology. As you know, as Ross said, we are ready. All our resources are mostly technology now. We have over 245,000 books in the library, compared to about 100,000 physical books. As you can see, everything is going online. I don't want to carry on talking too much about the library, otherwise we'll be stuck here for the rest of the day. So let me do what I'm supposed to do, which is to say thank you to all the role players today. So I'm gonna just thank Mohammed as well as Brains. Mohammed's title is Relationship Segment Leader of Lenovo SA. Thank you so much for getting this project approved at Lenovo SA. We are so grateful. Mr. Brain Samuel from Education Lead Lenovo SA for his passion and his enthusiasm in getting all the approvals as well as the logistical arrangements in place for today as well. I'd also like to thank Intel SA as well as the following distributors: Lenny Porter, who's the managing KZN, the manager for KZN Pinnacle Africa for all the equipment. Ravi Pillay, Government Sales Manager, KZN Pinnacle Africa, also for some of the equipment. Of course, it will be remiss of me if I do not start thanking the DUT staff who spent hours on this project, but I think it was a pleasant task. Everybody was peering over their shoulders to see what's happening and what else is being loaded. But let me start by thanking the PR department, Zama and Senegal. They did all the invites, the programs, the logistical arrangements. ITSS, Soren and your staff, in particular Radeep and Narendran, for the installation of all the equipment. Of course, the library, Sagrin, the manager of the site, as well as responsible for IT. My staff had to come on a Saturday, but I don't think they minded coming. Sarah Khan, the coordinator for the IT section in the library, and Sam Governor. They assisted with installing all the equipment. And then, of course, the AV staff, the pics that you see being taken right now, and for Sam, thank you so much, AV staff. We also thank maintenance for assisting us. I can tell you when we started setting up there, it was dust and noise and all kinds of things happening. But if you look at the beautiful arrangement now, you can't begin to think what it looked like when we started off. I would also like to thank all the distributors and suppliers, other higher education institution staff who were invited. The SRC, thank you for coming. And of course, all the other DUT staff that came out today. Remember, this is not just the students. You can also come and test drive the equipment. Last but not least, Prof. Bauer, thank you so much for you and your executive team for your unequivocal support for the project. And for the man that's behind the whole thing, thank you so much for everything that you have done. We are so grateful. Thank you.
So now we're ready to cut the cord. Okay. That's perfect.